You're live? Hold on, Eric. We just went live. Unmute it for the mayor.
I can hear you now.
Mayor, you're live?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You guys ready to start? Yeah. Yeah,
He's
I'm gonna
asking.
pass the gavel to you so you run the meeting tonight.
I have to take pictures of it.
You gonna come take care of me? You gonna come take care of me? No.
Okay.
Go ahead and wrap the gavel, start the meeting. It's 12 minutes after.
Ready? Call to order regular commission meeting, Town of Pembroke Park, Wednesday, May 13, 2026. The time is 7:12. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just for all.
Alright, just pass them down.
Roll call, please.
I'm scanning them.
Mayor Jacobs? Vice Mayor Kashem?
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Here.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette?
Here.
Vice Mayor, you have a quorum?
Thank you.
Vice Mayor, can I make an announcement? Commissioner Morissette, who is also on the phone call, requests that everybody, try to speak into your mic clearly so that he can hear. I think he's had trouble hearing in past meetings. Just a reminder for that. And as well, the people who are at the podium, if you would please do that as well. Thank you.
Okay. Any deletions or withdrawals to the agenda?
Madam Vice Mayor, if I might, these are not deletions or withdrawals, but we do have two items and some individuals on the line. With regards to item 9.1, the representatives from Eisner Amper are on the line this evening to speak to the financial services consulting proposal. Also, with regards to item 11.6, Mr. Lynch's lawyer, Levi Williams, is on the line. With your permission, I would just ask at their request those items be taken out of order so they could be addressed and they could be dismissed from the meeting.
Okay,
So maybe after the consent agenda, Madam Vice Mayor? Thank you.
thank you. Presentation proclamations, 5.1, proclamation for mental health.
Can you speak into the mic, please?
They're here, so you gotta do that.
Just give it to them. Just go on.
Read it.
Go on.
Read it.
Okay. Town of Pembroke, which one this is for?
Which one you doing first, or the, public works?
This is the
Public works.
public works. But I need the mental health.
The mental health, they're not here. So I'll put
Okay.
it to the side.
So the 5.2 proclamation for National Safe Boarding Week.
Vice Mayor, they're here. They're present to receive the proclamation.
Read it and then give it to them.
Just hold on. Okay, you wanna read it?
Give me. Okay. The town of Pembroke Park presents this National Safe Boating Week, whereas for over 100 million Americans, boating continues to be a popular recreational activity from coast to coast and everywhere in between. People are taking to the water and enjoying time together boating, sailing, paddling, and fishing. During National Safe Boating Week, the U.S. Coast Guard and the National Safe Boating Council, along with federal, state, and local safe boating partners, encourage all boaters to explore and enjoy America's beautiful waterways responsibly. And whereas safe boating begins with preparation, the Coast Guard estimates that human error accounts for most boating accidents and that life jackets could prevent nearly 75% of boating fatalities. Through basic boating safety procedures, carrying life-saving emergency distress and communications equipment, wearing life jackets, attending safe boating courses, participating in free boat safety checks, and staying sober while navigating, we can help ensure boaters on America's coastal, inland, and offshore waters stay safe throughout the season. And whereas National Safe Boating Week is observed to bring attention to important life-saving tips for recreational boaters so that they can have a safer, more fun experience out of the water throughout the year. And whereas on average, 650 people die each year in the boating-related accidents in the United States, 75% of those are fatalities caused by drowning. And whereas most of these accidents are caused by human error or poor judgment and not by the boat equipment or environmental factors, and whereas a significant number of boaters who lose their lives by drowning each year would be alive today had they worn their life vests. And whereas it encourages all those who boat to practice safe boating habits and always wear a life jacket while boating. Now, therefore, the town of Pembroke Park, by virtue of authority vested in us by the town, hereby proclaim May 16th through May 22nd, 2026 as National Safe Boating Week. So go down and give it to him, take a picture.
Proclamation for Public Works Week. You can read.
Town of Pembroke Park National Public Works Week, May 17, 2026 through May 23, 2026, rooted in service powered by community. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the town of Pembroke Park. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and service would not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the town of Pembroke Park to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now, therefore, we, the town of Pembroke Park, by virtue of the authority vested in us, hereby proclaim May 17, 2026 through May 23, 2026 as National Public Works Week.
So 5.5, they don't have it here. They are not here.
5.4.
Five. They're here?
Yes.
Where is that?
They're
No, no,
Oh, okay. Presentation from Broward Country Animal Care.
Just your name for the record, please.
Yeah,
Good evening, everyone.
thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Zachary Rinkins, the Public Information Officer for Broward County Animal Care, the county's official pet adoption and animal welfare agency. We've come to this great town because we know that great things come in Pembroke Park size packages. And so we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. And so Broward County Animal Care is the county's official pet adoption and animal welfare agency. We have the privilege of serving our community through free pet adoptions, pet registration, and animal code enforcement. Unlike other shelters and rescues and societies that you've heard about, while those other organizations respond to boards of trustees, our Broward County Board of County Commissioners, including Commissioner Furr, ensures that we respond to you. And so the thing I'm here to talk about tonight is pet tags. Pet tags. In Broward County, it is required that all pet parents register their dogs and cats here in Broward County. Pet tags give us another opportunity to make sure that we're eradicating rabies here in Broward County. Pet tags, for just $25, you can protect your pet. Pet tags, also combined with microchips, create a beautiful resource that allows us to return pets that get lost. If you want to know more information about pet tags, we encourage you to go to pettags.broward.org. From the sawgrass to the seagrass, we are Broward County Animal Care, the county's official pet adoption and animal welfare agency. We are a service of the Broward County Board of County Commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
5.5, report from Business Relations Manager, Business Relations Manager Augusto.
Oh, got it. Good evening, Mayor, members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Eli Augusto, and I serve as the Business Relations Manager for the town of Pembroke Park. I'm here today just to report on business relations as per the Mayor's request for departmental accountability within the town. Get started. For your approval, we're good? So a little bit about the business relations. Let me open this here. Sorry. So a little bit about my role as business relations manager. I perform under direction of the town manager, and my job really is to develop strong partnerships with the town and current business owners to ensure that we work toward project stalls, bottlenecks, and be pro-business, really work toward being a champion for our business community to ensure that we are standing as a partner versus a hurdle for our businesses. Before I jump on the slide, there was something that should have been added to the slide. I just want to highlight that one of our accomplishments for 2025 was also that we recently completed the business contact list. I know that it was a request from the commission to complete that list. That list had 3,000 active businesses on that list, which was pretty inaccurate. Since then, we have updated that list to ensure that we have all of our active businesses listed, those of which are shops, restaurants, and commercial. And the list from 3,000 was recently reduced to slightly under 500. I think it's like 485, 486. And that was sent out to the commission along with the information was sent to the town manager as well. And during the milestones that we've accomplished, one of them, I'll go straight to our business storefront at 3900 Pembroke Road, right where the Wendy's is. When I came on board, that location was recently taken over under a new owner and a new property manager, and she had expressed that she had concerns or had tried to reach out to the town to reduce or to eliminate what she had been tasked with was the elimination of any pending violations for the tenants that were in that complex. After making contact with her, we are still currently working to eliminate those violations, but we've eliminated a good amount. And then also, we received complaints from her regarding some concerns with visibility for the businesses, in addition to complaints on vandalism in the shop and concerns about unhoused individuals that were in the area. To help resolve that, we came back, met with our Pembroke Park Police Department, Chief DeCourcy, and also Deputy Chief Ochoa. And since then, we've established night patrols to improve the operational environment and to continue to work. They've since reported that they've noticed safer, cleaner, and more tenant-friendly environment in that area. So we can skip that part. We also want to talk about My Golf. My Golf is located, or is a recently new open business that opened next to Peely's down Hollandale, next to Peely's or the Kelsey Lounge. In October, November, they had leased the location and were having issues and bottlenecks with opening their doors. We were able to meet with them internally, solve the problems, and they have successfully opened their doors with a soft launch in December 8th of 2025, and have since then been thriving in business. So things are running smoothly there, thanks to being able to meet with our department and strengthen or streamline the process for permitting. Nutex is a micro hospital that we plan to have here near Wawa. We've spoke about it in previous meetings. Recently, the Nutex developer was changed, so we lost contact. We have since then tried to, or have obtained contact, and are still working toward their opening or breaking ground by the end of this year, and hopefully finishing the development by the end of 2027. On this slide, I do want to, it says expanded. It should have read that we're working toward expand, so it's speaking like it's already been completed, but it should be that that we're working toward that. As most of the commission knows, I have recently accepted a role as the board of director of the Hollandale Chambers Commerce, with the strategic goal of expanding town's regional influence through a leadership role, having gained direct access to direct regional developers and sitting at roundtables with people who are looking, or developers who are looking to expand or develop their business and hopefully bring them to our town, to position ourselves as an economic policy holder in discussions. I'm just still through. Anyone have any questions before? Yeah.
Concerning the lot next to the Wawa, that lot has been kind of an eyesore for a long time.
Correct.
And I know it changed owners, et cetera, et cetera. But even as it sits today, they took the fence down. So there's no barricade, there's nothing there. There's a lot of dumped stuff there on that lot, which is an eyesore. The lot is not being maintained as far as like bushes and grass and trees and whatever that's growing there. And it's a real eyesore. And I'm hoping that I actually had asked Code to do something, try to contact these people, see if they can at least go in there and clean the lot up temporarily if they're not going to build on it in 6 months or a year or whenever it's going to be, that we have some kind of a plan to maintain the lot.
Perfect. So I'll make sure to reach out to the new developer, well, the new architect, who's our new point of contact, to let them know that that's a request that we have to clean up the area and maintain the area.
It's not fair to Wawa either.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's not fair for them to be next door to that site. So.
I agree. I'll do that first thing. Reach out to the architect to make sure that we work toward a plan to recover in that as soon as possible. Any other questions?
With their strategic partnering with Hollandale, what business initiatives are you implementing?
So we're here. So sitting at the round tables, I recently went to the first board meeting and really just working toward networking and learning what expansions some businesses want to take on. Additionally, looking toward having different banks offer or networking events to offer goals or to offer to really offer our businesses with loan options or grant options to be able to build on their property or build success in their business. We recently communicated with Truist Bank. I do have to speak with our interim term manager to see how we could proceed with that, but to have networking events to see if we can bring those networking events in town for our businesses to thrive and also take those loans on if they're available for them.
Okay, so you said grants as well. So grants would have to have a funding source. Have you identified a funding source that grants would be available to them?
So for our town, no, but the actual banks do have available funding streams and grants that could be available to them. We're still working out the kinks to see what that will look like, to see if we can invite our businesses to partake in either quarterly or monthly sessions to learn about their options.
Have you reached out to Tamarack as well as Miramar because they did a roundtable discussion with their businesses? I know I had given you the information for you to follow up with them on because they do an actual program, and I wanted us to implement those same programs here. And I also know that Wayne Heisinger School of Business does it as well as Broward County, and even the Minority Supplier Development Council through Broward County has a bunch of programs. So we had promised them before that we would be rolling these programs out, and I know that SBA has also been in contact with us, which is why their little flyer sits out in the front. Are we having sessions here with our businesses?
We're not having them yet, so that's what I was trying to say, that I'm trying to implement those kind of events. We have not started having them.
Okay, what is your timeline for implementing some of these things?
So Q2 to Q3. So within the next 2 to 3 months, we would have ongoing quarterly sessions at minimum.
Okay, have you identified the businesses that you're going to be targeting first? Is there, like, how are you separating them since we're down to 500 businesses? Are we doing like manufacturing? Are we doing, retail? Are we doing like, our major manufacturers? Are we doing our small manufacturers? Are we doing our little businesses? Like, how are you identifying and breaking them up so that when you have a meeting with, say, like Celeste's Beauty, you're not bringing Celeste's Beauty to Coca-Cola?
Correct. So I am working again with firm representatives from different banks to see what they have to offer and see what we can bring on board, and then we'll determine what their scope will cover to be able to bring the businesses that would better benefit from being present at those events. I think that answers your question. So it's different banks. I've been talking to Truist, Bank of America, with their representatives to see what loan options or opportunities they have available for small businesses, interest rates and things of that nature, and see how they could support our businesses.
Have you contacted SBA?
No.
Why not? SBA's been down here like numerous times, and they have their little flyers sitting in the front desk. And they're constantly reaching out to us, asking us to, hey, give us your businesses.
Absolutely. If they haven't been in contact with me, if there's a contact that I can reach out to, I'll be more than glad to do so.
Okay. What are the interest rates that they're offering? Because SBA interest rates are ridiculously low.
So we're still planning to meet on that. I was supposed to, again, speak to the interim town manager to meet
Have they told you?
the different types of loans that are available.
Like,
Small business, economic development loans, repay back interest rates. There's different rates. I think she said 5.6 to, I can't recall off the top of my head, but it's 5.6, 5.4. There's different options
what are
at different banks.
qualifications our businesses would need?
Say that again?
What are the qualifications our businesses would need?
All of them will be different. So you have some that have to be in either up and coming or have to be operating. Some of them were 18 months, 24 months, and have a minimum of a specific amount of employees. But each loan is different and based on what they offer.
Why are you only focusing on Truist?
No, I'm not. So Truist is one that we mentioned, but we, as a Bank of America and Truist.
Okay, but what about our credit union? Because when we walked out there, Bill, didn't they talk about the small business loans to us when we went there for their little,
Yes, they did.
whatever that thing was that we had to go there for?
Yes, they did. They were pretty excited to think that we would get involved, so you might want to check in with them.
Absolutely. So that's what I was trying to mention. So the question was whether or not I've looked into it. I am, and we're still working toward speaking to the different representatives to see what better options and opportunities are available to our businesses, and really make a determination on who we would like to proceed with having these events or these networking events or roundtables for the businesses who will better benefit from the loan opportunities that are available. Definitely taking into consideration the interest rates and the eligibility requirements that will support our small businesses, even larger businesses if need be, and if those options are available.
I think you're getting hung up on the interest rates versus the services being provided to those businesses. I think we need to let them deal with their credit history more so than us dealing with their credit history, and just getting the information out there to them and having those conversations and bringing the people together.
I agree.
Because my credit score is not your credit score.
Your
They're-
call has been forwarded to voicemail.
you're,
The person you're trying to reach is
sorry, my phone is ringing at the same time. I think that that's one of the things that needs to occur, is that if we're going to be providing those services, we need to basically just start moving with it versus just saying, okay, you're meeting with Truist. Well, your meeting with Truist is not the 500 businesses meeting with Truist.
Absolutely.
I think that we need to find out, you need to meet with the other cities, go through their programming. Wayne Heisinger School of Business does this same training for all cities who are interested. And I've said that before. Wayne Heisinger School of Business, Broward County, Sandy Michael McDonald. They come out, they've done presentations in the city before. If you're gonna be doing business development, you need to be developing the businesses.
Absolutely.
You need to have a game plan and a structured program. They need their business plans. They need those proposals done. They need that stuff done in order to even be eligible. Most of the businesses,
Correct.
small businesses don't know how to do that. And so if you're going to be doing this, then it's not meeting in a silo with Truist. That's where I have an issue. And I know we've had this conversation for many months about, hey, go to Miramar. I know she had recommended Miramar's class. I know I recommended Tamarack's class because of the fact that they're doing it.
Correct.
They're not talking about it, they're doing it.
Correct.
And that's what action we need to see for this department. We need to see receivables.
I agree.
I'm not seeing the receivables and the benefit. Can I go to my little favorite restaurant in the city yet, or are they still gonna spit in my food because they have those code violations?
The ball is in their court. They have to submit documentation that supports that they've successfully taken care of those permit violations.
Have you followed up with them?
So we last spoke about a month ago,
Okay,
and it's a fire department violation.
okay.
So there was emails sent back and forth between myself, the building department, and the business owner to discuss the violation and what they need to do and submit proof or have. It's a fire code violation. They have to submit and get approved by the fire department in order for us to move forward and remove those violations.
Okay. I'm also gonna say this, I know, I had asked Jeffrey for some numbers before. I'd like to see those same numbers from your department as far as how many businesses you work with, how many businesses you reached out and actually touched,
Yeah.
and what outcomes have come from that, from those reaching out and touching.
So you want businesses touched?
Businesses touched,
Outreach.
outcomes, what their issues were and outcomes.
It's just absolutely.
That's what I'm looking for. Also, oh, sorry, I felt like I heard somebody. Did
No.
you start
No,
on a
you
sentence?
finished?
No, I was gonna ask,
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, where, because I know Nasli completed that list about a month and a half ago. Where are we at with getting the sign meeting situated? And
So
I'm
we
gonna
just-
ask both you and Jeffrey that question because it's kind of a joint
It's a joint effort.
It's a joint venture between your both departments, and like the fact that this has been going on for we're almost at a year, aren't we, for that sign
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, we've
So-
been at it for a year. Now that you have the 500 businesses, why can't we get on the phone, call the 500 businesses? Here's a copy of the sign ordinance. What do you need?
And so
So, I mean, I don't know if you need direction from the dais, because I know I've given this direction off the dais for a year now. Horowitz is shaking his head because he knows I keep asking for this. I'm like, okay, well, we went down from 3,000 to 500, but it's 500. Like, can't you guys divvy this up and make a phone call? Hey, how are you? This is the town of Pembroke Park. We have a sign ordinance that we're in the process of revising. Take notes, take notes. No, take notes. We'd like to revise our sign ordinance. We'd like your input. We'd like to know what would be beneficial to you. You can come to my office. We can come to you. We can schedule a meeting if we could use your facilities and you host one. But we'd like to get this information in the next 30 days because you got one shot at this. Let's get it done.
Yes, absolutely. Jeffrey Lewis, building manager for the town of Pembroke Park. Speaking in which, that's exactly what's going on at this current time. With working with Nasli and with Eli, they have revised that list and sent it back out. So that way we could go ahead and get in contact with the business owners. So we could send out that email with all the information regarding the signs.
Okay, so that phone list also has the email list. Does it also have what type of business they are?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Can you get an updated copy out to us?
Yes, we'll push that out as well.
And also, can you CC me on all 500 emails that go out to the businesses?
You got it?
That way I can see where we are with it? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
would the commission all want to be CC'd or just?
Yes, please.
I don't know, do you guys want a copy of the email saying, hey, here's our sign ordinance, what do you want? All 500?
That's what I'm going.
Send me and her.
Okay.
Have you launched any kind of training or information forums for our business community?
So that's what we were discussing. We are going to move toward that. We are moving toward that and preparing that. And some of those are about loans, which I was speaking to Commissioner Scherer about recently or just now, and see what we can have open and available for them based on the options that are open to them.
For helping our small businesses, do you have any specific strategy for them to help you out?
Right now, really being a liaison and finding out what's going on, what are the issues, and how we as a city can support them and champion them on and be a partner with them versus a hurdle. So anything that it is that they need, when I'm meeting with them, we're having those discussions and trying to figure out whether we can provide the resources or I can get them connected to external resources that can provide that support.
In our city, we do have 3 national businesses like Coca-Cola, Wawa, and Amazon. Do you have any long-term alliance to establish for them?
I didn't get the last part.
Long-term alliance for them to establish, for the business with them?
To continue, we've been trying to build a better relationship with those businesses. Wawa has been great in working with them. We've had some changes recently with Coca-Cola, so our contact at Coca-Cola isn't, or continues to change, I should say, and I think I've expressed that previously as well. So I'm still working on getting a better contact or finding out how their how the changes or who's the point of contact for us, especially for events and things of that nature.
I would like to give you thanks a lot because you're working a lot for the event and you're really doing great job.
Thank you.
Also, my question for the events, did you establish a guide or manual or procedures that the department should follow when engaging of the business community?
I didn't get that last part. I got the guide.
Business community when engaging with the business community?
When engaging with the business community, is there, because you said events in the business community.
Yes.
So
Did you establish a guide, a manual of procedure that all departments should follow when engaging our business community?
So, no, what I am working towards, and it's further in the slide, is a guide or a playbook that businesses can use, whether they're new or current businesses, to ensure that we are streamlining the process for them from lease to open to be able to contribute to the town's tax base as soon as possible. So I think that's what you were asking as far as, how we're engaging the business community and the strategy behind that. That playbook is in the process of being developed. And it does, and I want to add or take into consideration the different departments internally that have a process in that. So including the building department, so that they can add their part of permit to or open to lease to open, sorry, for businesses who are either looking to open in our town or in the process of opening their doors.
Is there a roster for all businesses?
Is there a?
Roster.
I'm not getting that one.
Roster.
A roster, so that we have for the open businesses. That's the list that was recently sent out. It has a roster for every active business that we have in our town, their contact information and phone number. That is a manually updated list. So myself, the business department, have access to making sure that that continues to be updated as businesses move in and out of our town. So yes.
I would like to see for the update for the next report, please.
Yeah. So the list, that's the list that a sheriff recently, that we were just talking about. We're going to send that out to both Commissioner Scherer and yourself with the updated list and all that information.
Okay.
All right.
Eli, it seems like after listening, it seems like you are a one-man. You're a one-man contact here in town. You're our Chamber of Commerce. Is
He is.
it?
Is part of that.
I'm part of that, absolutely.
But there might be a point where we really don't want to have code stuff involved with Chamber of Commerce stuff. I think if you're out there, we want to promote business. We want to make sure that everything is running smoothly for them and what the town can do for them, and let code kind of do their own thing.
Absolutely. So my job is for code is the way I do my position or view my position is to be an advocate, not a slap on the wrist for the businesses. So if there is support or something that we can do to avoid any issues or concerns with violations of things of that nature, absolutely. Additionally, I think my seat on the chambers, I think I was getting that from you. When I sit on the chambers, I'm representing the town. So I'm obviously supporting them in their mission, but also learning about developers and businesses that are looking to expand or start their businesses and hopefully bring those conversations to the town and involve all stakeholders, whether that be externally or internally, to ensure that we're able to expand on their vision and how we can support them in opening a business in our town.
Yeah, we keep planning it that way because that's the only way we're really going to get businesses to come in and other businesses to move forward, to expand or whatever. So.
Absolutely, and definitely put in the town of Pembroke Park as visible or know that we're here, we're open for business, and we are willing to help and support.
We're going to have to get a new sign for your door, Chamber of Commerce.
Business relations manager, community engagement.
Yep. Any other question? Thank you.
Thank you. As you know, and in my role I'm continuing with the presentation. As the commission knows, in my role as business relations manager, I've also been responsible for oversight, planning, execution of town events. That's something that was taken on when I came in August. From August to the end of the year, we successfully completed 7 events. That was the Fall Fest, Health Fair, Turkey Giveaway, Turkey Pardoning, Christmas Light Ceremony, the Toy Giveaway, and the Week of Christmas Lighting concessions that we had running. We received positive feedback from the police department, from finance, permitting, that everything ran smoothly. Thankfully, everything ran smoothly. We stayed within budget and really tested the strength of our town to really show that we have the capacity to do what we have to do and successfully do these events. They've been great, I think.
You stayed in budget on all of those events?
So let's talk about that because we can.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I want to.
There's a report out that shows that most of the items did not stay on budget, just so you know. So I just want to make sure you clarify that statement.
So I'm gonna clarify it now. The town events that are our traditional town events, that was the Fall Fest, Health Fair, Toy Giveaway. Those are the only 3 that I had, and then the Easter event that we just recently had. All stayed within budget. Yes, and under budget, slightly under. Now the tree lighting and the tree lighting and the turkey giveaway, those were slightly different. Those were beyond my control, but the other ones that I did, we made sure to work with finance and work internally to make sure that we procured and stayed within budget for the.
I believe they are approved by the commission, though.
What was approved by the commission, spending $40,000 over? That was not approved by the commission. There's no motions for that. There's no nothing that says that we were going to go over $140,000.
That's for what event?
That was the
Right.
tree lighting.
Okay, so that's
The
so.
turkeys was over budget as well.
99,000, the lighting.
That was what we had agreed to, but what was spent was $137,000. There were overages on all of them. Nothing really fell within budget.
So that's why I wanted to stress the.
And that you guys need to ask the finance directors for the reports, is what I'm gonna say.
Try to keep in your budget for in future.
So
please.
for the towns, but I want to say stress or put the town. The right word would be the ones that we always do. So that's the.
You didn't
Well-
have baskets, remember? I asked you about the baskets for the kids. You gave out a small amount of gifts versus like normally we give out like.
For the Easter, so we're going to Easter.
For
So for the
Easter.
baskets, the thing with the baskets, I know that it was a request from the commission to have Easter baskets given. We gave out bikes, which put us slightly or maxed out our budget. 2 days before, we were able to make some adjustments to that budget and fall slightly under. So the Easter baskets, we weren't able to physically go out and get them to stay within the budget restraints. But what we did do was we had some leftover items from previous years that we set out on the field for the younger kids to sort of build your own baskets. So we had toys and like 20 baskets per age group for the smaller kids to build their own baskets and add the toys and the eggs to stay within budget and not go above budget.
I know in the past, Mrs. Shearer has always been good at getting people to donate time and money and stuff like that for our events. But sometimes they're a real surprise to us, like the helicopter thing, dropping the bombs of candy out the helicopter. Nobody actually knew about that. I didn't know about it. Nobody knew about it, that it was happening. It was exciting, but I think there should be a little more clarity on the events.
That was discussed that beforehand, that
With-
those items were discussed during the meetings that we had for it. There was a contract signed by the manager and everybody else.
But-
It wasn't something that
Really?
was like a new
I'll have to
thing.
go back and check that out because I never saw one. I never saw one that approved anything about a helicopter.
It wasn't an item that came before the commission because it was within the
Oh.
budget of the thing, and it was half of it, the price was donated by a
Well, I guess,
nonprofit.
it bypassed me. And
You
a
can come
couple-
to the meetings when we have our planning meetings. We have them once a week for each event. You're more than welcome to attend. I need more participation.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Give me the address.
it's right here at City Hall. Well,
What do you do?
Stephanie, if you're watching, could you please make sure to include?
So Christine has been the one to
I wasn't
Christine
invited.
You'll get an invite from now on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do want to stress that it sounds like the helicopter event wasn't this past Easter because we didn't have it. That's before my time, right?
Yes,
Okay, so.
it's okay. We'll invite.
But we were successful in the recent Easter event. We received great feedback from, again, the police department, from finance. Everything was submitted beforehand, and it was a streamlined event where we had very to little mishaps, and we had great turnout from the community, from our residents. So that was great. These are a few pictures of the town events. Some pictures that were taken by our PIO. And again, that we're just talking about 2026 and what we want to continue to do, and this fast tracking the new text project, really making sure that we stay in communication with our new contact for new text, and make sure that we stay on task to breaking ground and hopefully having them up and operating by the end of 2027. And really have minimal bottleneck or delays. We've been speaking with the building department to make sure that this program or this business is top of the list. To answer some questions from Commissioner Musfika, the playbook that you mentioned about the strategy, we are talking about having that playbook to sort of streamline the process for our businesses and to really have our businesses move quicker in the process of lease to open so that they can start contributing to our tax base immediately or as soon as possible. Again, within our constraints and what we can do as a town to help support our businesses. Continue with my chamber recruitment and really use the seat to leverage and engage and pitch to different developers with the goal to have letters of intent, at least 2 letters of intent within the year from businesses looking to develop in our town. We had recently spoken about and I think I spoke with a sharer when I first started as well, where we discussed having a job fair within our town for our residents. It's back on here because I think it's very important that we do living in the community that we do and dealing with the residents. I think having the job fair budgeted for as an event or town event, annual town event, at least quarterly or on a yearly basis to better support, especially now with the new shut down of Spirit Airlines and how that impacted Broward residents, some of which could be our residents as well. So really act as a force to partner with different businesses to bring these job opportunities to our residents.
Do you need a direction for that, or how you process for that?
It would need direction. I would need direction, but again, speaking with the interim town manager and see how we could proceed and finance to see if we can budget it into or find a date and space to have it and just continue it on a yearly basis like we do with our other events will be the goal. And determining whether or how often, whether it's a yearly or if we do it quarterly at minimum, which I think quarterly, if we can budget that, will be more beneficial for our residents. And just as long as I continue to oversee events, just to strengthen the event planning, really getting early lead times, working with our vendors, ensuring that we are getting everything streamlined as easy as possible or as early as possible, both internally and externally, ensuring that all permits are in, that police department has their plan in place, and that we have all our vendors set in place where they're going to be located and doing the outreach for engagement and working internally with our PIO to make sure that all all media channels are out in time to give our residents time to either make arrangements or show up to our events. I do want to say that we've been working, or I've recently built a relationship with Florida Memorial University, and they have a team of athletes of about 350 athletes. I know Commissioner Hodgkins has recently brought many concerns about flyer distribution and us distributing the flyers to make sure, or I should say town staff distributing the flyers within our town to make sure that every resident receives a flyer or knowledge of our town events. We recently worked with Florida Memorial the food drive on the 25th of April, and we had 25 volunteers show up, and they knocked it out of the ballpark in under an hour and a half, so much that we started an hour early distributing the food. The goal is to not only continue to use the partnership with Florida Memorial, but also build similar partnerships with other institutions to offer the same. That way we can help or have more volunteers on days of events, help with flyer distribution, and offset the cost of overtime on the town by having these volunteers show up for our events. So through this partnership, we'll build it out and continue to hopefully get more institutions like them to help support our flyer distributions and the events on day of events.
Eli, you may want to get together with Kevin too, because I know he has like 15 or 20 volunteers all the time.
Correct.
And possibly those same volunteers could get involved in what you're just discussing.
Correct. And so right now it's our town events are mandated events by employees or for employees. And so we want to try to see if we can move and streamline that and then put it off to volunteers and have a list of rotating volunteers that we would use for our events at least the town events that we know we will have every year, or the repetitive annual events. Business relations, so similar to what Commissioner Shera requested, hosting quarterly networking mixers to strengthen partnerships with local businesses and stakeholders. That will also be talking about possible loans or things that our business community needs. Provide direct town briefings and updates to maintain consistent, transparent communication, and deliver a minimum of one high attendance stakeholder event each quarter. I think that's it. Yep. So that's the presentation. Any other questions from the commission?
No, signing the check, I saw you and Tashira is going to the Vegas.
Yes.
Hopefully you will bring few businesses, which is helping our city.
Correct. So
For
that's
that.
for the ICSC Las Vegas convention that will be starting next week. The goal is to meet with those developers and really put our town on the map. I do want to, thank you for bringing that up. If I may approach the commission. We have the brochures. I don't think you got to see the final product, but the brochures that we will be using.
Thank you.
You went ahead and printed
Can
them?
I comment?
Can you give somebody the floor?
Mayor Jacobs and Commissioner Morissette, I'll be sure to email these copies to you. But we wanted to use this, it's just a brochure that we will use at the convention and ongoing to talk about Pembroke Park, really put us on the map and talk about land opportunities, zoning, and incentives, and how we can support our town to let them know that we are open for business and we are ready to champion them on and be there for them throughout the process.
We have to go all the way.
Thank you.
You have to go all the way to Vegas to do that?
Well, that's where 25,000 developers will be, so we want to be there too. We just want to be the little crumb. That's it.
Well, we could use 5 or 6 of them anyway.
I wish I had known you were printing this because I had more information to put in here that I received from Waldy, but you didn't tell me you were
We got
printing.
4 spots open.
It's in your email.
No, it's not. I sent, there's a whole chain going back and forth right now with Prologis regarding how much space they have available, which is some of the things that we need to change this flyer to include so that we can track people.
Okay.
That you put-
So we only printed 200 of these flyers, and that will be for the Las Vegas convention. But if there any updates need to be made, we can just either send it out or collect the information from the convention, from people we speak to in the convention, and send an updated one. But I didn't do a massive print.
Okay. Yeah, Miss Lucretia's waiting for tomorrow to print them out, so. Communication.
The last email that I sent out, you were on it, and I think with Keith and Associates, you were on the email as well. So I'm not sure that was within
I
the
asked
last
for
week.
more information, which I didn't get, which is why I sent it to Prologis directly to get the information directly from them.
So we'll make sure to include you in all of the communication. I'll double check and see if you were in the previous
Nope.
emails.
Nope, no, that's okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
You have comments.
Any other
I'm
question?
curious.
No.
No. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ela.
Okay. Thank you.
6, public comments related to agenda item. No public comments. 7, consent agenda. 7.1, consideration of approval of the meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the entire consent agenda.
Oh,
I second.
7.1. Roll call.
Roll.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kashem,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion carries.
7.2, consideration of approval of a resolution delegating the
No,
No, Madam Vice Mayor, with your permission, the consent agenda, items 7.1 through 7.11, 711 have been adopted. If I may go to item 9.1, which relates to the Eisner-Amper proposal.
Okay.
For the record, Madam Vice Mayor, Commission, item 9.1 is consideration and approval of an agreement for financial services. This is Resolution 2026-048. a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, approving and authorizing the execution of an agreement between the Town of Pembroke Park and Eisner Amper, attached as Exhibit A, for Finance Director and Financial Department Consulting Services, providing for the waiver of procurement in the best interest of the town, authorizing the town manager to make certain non-substantial changes to the agreement, providing for conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date. If I may just offer briefly, Commission, Madam Vice Mayor, at your special meeting last Wednesday night with regards to an update on the Finance Department, the Commission authorized and directed your interim town manager, Mr. Segerson, to reach out to the firm of Eisner Amper, which is a financial consulting firm, which our office helped coordinate. Last Friday, we had an opportunity to speak with several of the principals and representatives from Eisner Amper, a number of which are on the line this evening. Late yesterday, we received a formal proposal, which is included on the dais, was provided to you early this morning for your collective review. There is a professional service agreement included in the backup, which is an exhibit to the resolution, which just provides a couple operational terms I wanted to put on the record. As the Commission discussed last week, this is a limited engagement, or at least as it stands today. The proposal and the proposed agreement would only cover consulting services for your finance department through the end of this fiscal year. So it would run through September 30th. There is a mechanism in the agreement that would allow for 30-day extensions, could be extended upon agreement of both parties for additional 30-day terms. This is a short-term issue, as we talked about last week. The scope of services, the financial component, I defer to Mr. Segerson. He could speak a little more to the operational side of that nature. And again, a number of representatives, including Mr. Randy Lambeau, are on your team's access, your team's point, to the extent that there are any questions from the Commission or you'd like to speak directly with them and have any of those issues addressed. Thank you, Mr. Segerson. Madam Vice Mayor.
Discussion? Okay.
You wanna ask
Okay,
about them
so
presentation?
they will represent right now, right? I think Randy Lebo? You, okay. You wanna give us a little bit about how you're gonna start the process and,
Get an idea how we're going to proceed, how you're going to proceed.
Sorry, didn't realize I was on mute. Absolutely. So, thank y'all for having us at the meeting. Eisner Amper was contacted last week, as discussed, to help provide interim services, accounting services. Eisner Amper is a global firm, but we also are a local firm to South Florida. So I have with me Evan Gluck, who's on the call with us, who is right around the corner as a local partner to South Florida, as well as a local team member who would be supporting in this endeavor for you. Our goal is to provide interim support at the beginning based off of our proposal. It is a 30-day assessment window for us to do the on-site, day-to-day executive finance director role. Doing this, will we be on-site 5 days a week, providing on-site responsibilities and getting to know the commission and the community and the organization and government as a whole. After 30 days, our goal would be to be able to provide a more streamlined and more flat-lined approach with cost constraints around it that would allow us to work seamlessly for as long as you need us. This would start off, if the agreement is approved and signed, it would start off immediately as soon as y'all are ready. Our on-site individual would be commuting from one town over there in Pembroke Pines. So about a 25-minute commute from their house to come in and support y'all on the day-to-day functions of the finance department. After that 30 days, we would then also have an additional proposal submitted on what we would expect a monthly structure and construct to look like, and how we can support y'all in that for as long as you need the interim support.
okay. Question?
Vice Mayor,
Yes, please.
if I may, what we envision, or what the staff envisions here for Eisner Amper, is for several main goals. Number one, to assist us immediately with our need to produce a tentative millage rate. That includes the calculation of the rollback rate. Number two, to work with our current staff to work on some of the issues that have been identified in several financial reports with respect to the need for budget transfers and possibly even budget amendments. Then the third thing would be to assist us in, in other words, fix some immediate problems that we see, which we're already working on. Lisette and I are already working on that. But this will be additional help in fixing some of these accounts that are currently carrying deficits or are going to be in deficit that need money transferred into them immediately to pay bills. Third, to carry that out to the end of the year, to figure out what do we need to do between now and the end of the year. Once we fix the immediate problems, what do we need to do between now and the end of the year to get to the end of the year with plenty of money to spare, or to make sure that the accounts have enough funding in them to be able to pay the anticipated bills the bills that we anticipate. And then fourth will be to work with, again, with our staff to build a true line item budget in great detail, as is, I believe, required by chapter, what is it?
For the
166.
166041.
Yeah, that's right. And so those are the goals that I have, the big, sort of the big picture goals for what they are going to dig into over the next 4.5 months. So.
You also check the,
I got something to say.
go ahead.
This is something I've been asking for 6 years because the town's been in desperate need. I'll just make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
What was the motion?
Oh, what is it?
The mayor,
He said motion to
the mayor's
approve.
motion was to approve the resolution and the contract along with the proposal as presented.
All right, second.
Roll call.
Vice Mayor Kashem,
Yes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette,
No.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
motion carries.
Madam Vice Mayor, with your permission, if I may jump to item 11.6. That's the other item we discussed taking out of order.
Yes.
This is Mayor, Mayor Jacobs' item. He asked that I read it into the record. A motion to rescind the April 6th notice of termination for cause issued to Town Manager David Lynch, and in its place to terminate Mr. Lynch without cause effective immediately pursuant to Section 11B of his employment agreement with the town. Under this section, Mr. Lynch shall receive 14 weeks of severance pay calculated retroactively from April 6th upon satisfaction of all conditions set forth in his employment agreement offered by the mayor.
And the discussion I have on this,
And just for the record, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt you. That is your motion, correct? Just want to make sure you have a motion on the table.
that is correct.
Thank you.
That is my motion verbatim.
So that was starting from tomorrow.
By now, so I got a more solid signal. This is a business decision. It comes down to money. If we continue on and it's going to cost us longer in the long run to keep dragging this along with David Lynch. He's going to sue us at some point, one or another. It's just the nature of the beast. But in this case, it's better to cut our losses now, cut our ties, and move on. Unfortunately, in where we're at right now, we should have done as he did to everybody else, suspend them without pay, pending the hearing, because we cannot go back on that pay. So the 14 weeks per his contract has to go forward from today. So we will be paying 14 weeks out. This will be terminating him without cause, and everything.
It's a little choppy, Mr. Mayor, if I may just.
Scratching your head. So
If I may just clarify for the record, I want to make sure that the record is very clear on what you're suggesting. The connection is a little choppy. So your motion, as I understand it, as I think the commission understands it, is to terminate Mr. Lynch without cause pursuant to his employment agreement. The 14 weeks of severance that he's entitled to would take effect upon termination. So the 14 weeks would start today, not on April 6th, as stated in the agenda. It would be 14 weeks moving forward. He'd receive that severance. Under his employment agreement, there are certain accruals as it relates to vacation, which is capped, and accrued sick leave, which is capped. The payment of that severance is conditioned upon the execution of a release, a full and complete general release by Mr. Lynch. I believe, Mayor, that's consistent with the item on the agenda with that one change to have the severance commence today as opposed to April 6th. Is that consistent with your discussion and motion?
So,
I just want to confirm, Mayor, that is your motion?
And what,
you're breaking,
I just want clarification, I'm correct on the contract language, right?
That is correct. Under his
From today,
that is correct. His contract,
weeks.
that is correct, Mayor. His contract, dictates that issue, suggests that it is 14 weeks from the date of termination. If he is terminated without cause, that would be this evening.
It has to be paid in 10 days.
I'll make a motion to,
okay.
Bradley Frischman, HR Director. It has to be paid within 10 days, if I'm not mistaken.
Paid within 10 days, subject to the execution of a general release. That is correct.
Correct. Correct.
I'd like to make a motion to approve
Is there a
as
second?
stated.
I second motion to approve as stated.
Discussion.
Commissioner Mohammed, so you have a motion and a second to that effect. Commissioner Mohammed?
Go ahead.
Motion?
I believe it was the mayor's motion, and I think,
I was doing the same thing at the
yeah,
same.
I think
I make the second.
I'll second.
you got two motions in 2 seconds. It'd be the mayor's motion, seconded by Commissioner Hodgkins.
So I have a question.
Well,
I have
we're-
several questions. So the first question that I have is, number one, why hasn't the public hearing been set for the process to have been moved forward?
I can speak briefly to that.
Yes.
Under his contract, that public hearing needs to occur within 60 days. The commission will recall maybe 2 weeks ago, round numbers, we received a fairly detailed letter from Mr. Lynch's legal counsel, who is on the line this evening. In that letter, there was a number of records that were requested. Your professional staff, your HR director, your clerk's office is in the process of compiling those records. They were quite voluminous in nature. The other thing that request included was a request for 35 witnesses to appear at that hearing. That would take some time to coordinate. I believe your staff was in the process of responding to that request from Mr. Williams. And in the interim, the mayor is raising this motion this evening.
Okay, so I have a question about that email, because I know I was listed as a witness, as well as some people who are no longer employed in the town. So that request was made, but what are the obligations on filling that? Like, how can I be asked to testify as the tribunal member on something that I'm hearing as the body of the, tribunal, and also to sit in that chair? Like, I've never been able to understand that concept of how I'm expected to be here, but also judging myself on being a witness. In addition to that, I've never seen this done before in my 21 years of being here. If you terminate somebody with cause, first and foremost, it's a termination with cause. There's no suspension. We've never done a suspension in all of my history of being here. You're terminated with cause. You have the right to elect to have a hearing. Your hearing is, you schedule your hearing. Your hearing, you can present witnesses who are willing to testify on your behalf. I don't have subpoena powers to subpoena myself to testify.
I agree with you.
Is what I'm trying to understand. So when I saw this litany of of witnesses, I'm like, hey, really? Like, I can't be forced to sit here and present against myself, or to be a witness and be the judging body. Neither can any of these other commissioners on this body. In the past, it's been, hey, you have a hearing, you have it scheduled, you come in, you present your witnesses, you present your case. we listen, and the question is, do we change our mind on our motion to terminate with the causes that we stated? Not, hey, we're doing a laundry list of I don't even know what that was, because to me it looked like a circus when I'm sitting here calling Dr. Levy, who's like 85 years old, to come in and testify. Can't locate Nick Tizzi or these other people who have nothing to do with the work of what the person in that seat is supposed to be doing. Nor does it reflect the items that were the cause of termination. So I'm just a little bit confused as to how the inmates are running the asylum, so to speak, because I thought we were the governing body. And in all my years of doing this, it's always you're fired. If you want to elect to have a hearing, you can have a hearing, and it's going to be based on the termination letter and what that termination letter said. Now, I'm finding it a little confusing that we're sitting here offering to give a severance pay when there's active investigations going on. And based on those active investigations, including the fact that I sent, I actually also requested an investigation, and I sent a 20-page letter to the OIG with supporting documentation because of the things that I've seen on this dais. And I find it very hard to give away money, taxpayer money, on something, and I'm just confused as to what the process should be, how it should be done, because there seems to be a change. And that is what I would like read and stated into the record on what the actual process is or should be done based on that motion that was made on April 6th.
Madam Vice Mayor, may I try to respond?
Yes, please.
So, Commissioner, I agree with just about everything you said. And Mr. Lynch's employment contract is very clear. I just want to read a couple provisions from you. In the event the town terminates the town manager with just cause, as provided in paragraph C above, which lays out 8 specific elements, any one of which could establish cause, then the manager will be given a written copy of the particulars and shall have the right to appear in public before the town commission with counsel if so desired, and present evidence, argument, and rebuttal concerning said allegations. We were in a process to head towards that public hearing, as you indicate. After such hearing, if a majority of the members of the town commission then currently holding office find there is cause to terminate the manager, then the town manager shall not be entitled to severance pay. Said hearing shall be held within 60 days of the notice of termination. The notice of the particulars were provided to Mr. Lynch on, I believe, April 6th. 60 days from that date would be the first week of June. We were heading in that direction, as you indicate. That's what the contract requires. That's what your professional staff was doing. In the interim, as I said, Mr. Lynch, through his legal counsel, provided a letter which, to the extent that there were requests for records in that letter, we were responding to those records under Chapter 119, as we would for any public records request that came in. Again, a certain member of this commission added an item to the agenda tonight. That item changed the direction, no question about it, or at least proposes a change to the direction. That is entirely within the purview of the commission. We are, and until this commission tells us differently, still moving towards that public hearing that I just described, that you just stated. And you're right, the scope of that hearing is exactly as you said. Mr. Lynch, through his counsel, requested a 3-day, 8 hours a day hearing. There is no subpoena power in this contract. There is no ability to compel anybody to testify against their will, and certainly any member of the commission who's sitting as an arbiter of that issue would not be compelled to testify and then turn around and judge the testimony that they just provided. So I agree with you on all of those points. And until this commission provides us with different direction, that is the direction we'll be heading in. You've got an item placed on the agenda tonight by one of your colleagues, which provides an alternate course. The item is in order. If the commission wants to change course, we will follow, and I say we, your manager, your professional staff, and I, will follow whatever direction this commission provides.
Okay.
Town attorney, in your opinion, was the offer by the other side basically a fair offer, and would it clear the town of having all these people having to be interviewed and statements taken, and the time and expense of all of that, and how it's going to tie up town employees?
Commissioner,
has that taken any kind of consideration there?
There wasn't so much of an offer. Again, this is not a settlement negotiation. There's no back and forth really in this equation. There is an employment contract.
Now, technically,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying there had to be some sort of negotiation.
Well, we would have had to iron out the procedures of that hearing. Again, I wouldn't and I don't envision any scenario where there was a 3-day public hearing with 35 witnesses. I think reasonability becomes into play in this context, and I've sat through a number of these termination hearings for cause over the years, and Commissioner Mohammed is correct.
Well, as you say, nobody's going to be dragged in here and forced to testify about anything.
But to a large measure, I think as one of your colleagues indicated, this, and maybe as you indicated, Commissioner, this is, in to some degree, a business decision. There are pending investigations, as Commissioner Mohammed said. Those investigations do not go away as a result of any action the commission takes tonight. We don't have any control of any third-party agency that may be looking at any of the matters that were previously referenced or may be referenced this evening. Those will continue on a parallel path. This simply relates to the status of Mr. Lynch's employment. If the item were to pass this evening, his employment would terminate immediately. He is still employed. He is still your town manager on a suspended basis, being paid at least for the next 30 days. Because again, it was a 60-day window in which that public hearing would have to occur. In the event that we reach 60 days and for whatever reason we're not able to have that hearing, candidly, I would recommend at that point in time he be on unpaid status. But as we work through this process, that is the direction we're heading on until and unless this commission gives us an alternate path.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
I saw Mayor Jacobs want to say something, but before him, Brad want to say something first. So he was the first one. So Brad, go ahead. Bradley.
No, I'm gonna let the mayor speak prior to me, please.
Okay.
There you go.
Mayor Jacobs.
Listen, you guys need to understand, this is a commission form of government. This is the town of Pembroke Park. This isn't the David Lynch show. So what he's trying to do is make a mockery of our town and make a circus of this process. 3 days at 8 hours a day, 33 witnesses. He's making demands that aren't in his contract. Guys, his contract's very simple. We cut him free, 0 loss as the motion was made. We cut our ties. We go his route, it's going to cost the town a fortune. And you know what happens at the end of this? Either way, his attorney, Mr. Levi, who's on this call, is going to sue us. It's going to happen either way. It doesn't matter how we proceed. There's going to be a lawsuit that follows. Sorry, not files, but follows. It is what it is. Here's the thing. There's criminal charges possibly going to be against him. There's more internal investigations going on. As you guys just approved, financial investigations. Whatever comes up will be handed over to the proper authorities. I made that commitment day one. Anything illegal, unethical, or immoral will go to the proper authorities. And I've stood behind that statement for the last 7 years. And currently, there are investigations pending. So, personally, I agree with the sheriff. With cause was the greatest way to go because there's plenty of cause to get rid of him. The thing is, do you really want to go through the process and deal with all that? It's going to be a circus because he's going to make it a circus. And the town of Pembroke Park does not need that. We do not need a film crew in here for the next 3 days for 8 hours a day. I mean, it's going to be a reality TV series in itself, but there will be no financial repercussions for the town as a result of it. I'm foreseeing what is going to happen from this. But here's the thing. I had long discussions with the town attorney over this on trying to come the right direction. And personally, with cause, prevents him from doing this to any other municipality. As we know, this is the second municipality this has happened to. And I would like to take the high road where we make sure this doesn't happen in any other city, you know, and by doing with cause. But without cause, gets the same exact effect with FDLE, the OIG, the financial people doing the investigations. There's stuff coming, and those in itself will prevent him from getting another job at another municipality. So either way, it's better as a business decision, a financial decision, to just cut him free with the motion that was made and the motion that's on the table, and give him his 14 weeks and part ways. It's done with, and then we can move on over the summer, figure out what is actually going on in our finances here in town. That's more important than dragging this out and making another mockery of the town of Pembroke Park in the media.
Bradley.
I agree. Could we have roll call, please?
Bradley want to say something.
Oh, Bradley's there.
No, I mean, if y'all want to move forward, that's fine. I mean, I do have kind of plenty to say upon that. Do I have the floor?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor Jacobs, I absolutely agree with you. We should terminate without cause. However, I don't think an additional 14 weeks is fair. We need to calculate what we've been paying him already. All right.
Unfortunately, for his contract, we can't do that. I discussed this with the town attorney, because I agree 14 weeks is 14 weeks. From the day he was suspended, that's all he should get paid. But I was told we have to do it from today. So
I don't mean to cut you off, but Mayor Jacobs, why was this not objected to me earlier?
no idea. I've been talking with the town attorney.
Mayor Jacobs, my apologies.
He didn't know.
Town attorney,
Town attorney.
You're asking me, what's the question, sir?
why was that not objected earlier to me?
Why was that not communicated with regards to the retroactivity of the?
Correct. Why is that not a possibility?
Because under his employment contract, it speaks to 14 weeks from the date of termination. He was not terminated.
So
was-
He was not terminated on April 6th.
You can't backdate the term.
By backdating or retroactively applying it, the town would be exposed to a claim for the difference in that severance by Mr. Lynch. He was not terminated on that date. His contract provides for 14 weeks from the date of termination.
Okay.
Now, one more comment. If Mr. Lynch wanted to agree to something different, that would be a different issue. Contract is an agreement between both parties, a meeting of the minds. But we've had some conversations with Mr. Lynch through his counsel. He will not agree to that term. The commission needs to follow the terms of his agreement, in my opinion. As your town attorney, you're asking for my legal advice. You've got a contract. Follow the terms of the contract if that is the decision the commission wants to make.
All right.
Roll call, please.
All right. That was my only, is there any way to retribute that? My apologies, Madam
I think
Vice
it's our
Mayor.
name.
I did not mean to cut you off there.
I
Okay.
think he's our system.
Yes. All right.
I have nothing else to say.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kashem,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed. No. Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I just want to make the one thing very clear, Madam Vice Mayor. There will be no payment made to Mr. Lynch until a full general release is executed, which will release the town of any and all claims that he may believe he has against the town in any venue, in any way, shape, or form. We will work with your Insurance Defense Counsel, who will prepare that release on the town's behalf, have that executed. Assuming all that occurs within 10 days, he will receive his payment. Now, Mr. Lynch's employment with the town will end.
Okay.
Should there also be identify a what do they call it? Indemnify to make it so that no more actions can be played against both peoples here that are involved in here, because we know there's litigation between Mr. Jacobs and the
Mr. Lynch.
So is that going to affect the town?
No, his contract requires the execution of a release prior to the payment of severance. That is the only condition that the commission is obligated to provide to him as a matter of contractual right. If the commission wanted to have some other arrangement, that's a different issue, but from a contractual perspective, you've satisfied your only obligation under the contract.
Go ahead, Mayor Jacobs.
No, it was Bradley.
Bradley.
All right, so is he to be paid out? I apologize, Mayor Jacobs. Did you have something?
No, go ahead.
All right, is he to be paid out in the next 10 days in payroll,
Yes.
or is it going to be a vendor? Is it going to be a vendor?
It's a payroll, right?
If I could, then I just want to be clear. I want to read this from his contract so there's no mistake and no confusion. Because he's been employed more than 12 months but less than 24 months, he shall receive cash payment equal to 14 weeks of the employee's aggregate salary, right?
Well, Bradley, it's got to be paid out as an
Here.
employment, as an employee.
With
I know he's been paid out as a vendor multiple times, but this is through this has got to be through payroll.
All right, well, I mean, you have your current town attorney being paid through vendors, so I just want to make sure.
But let me,
Right?
Brad, let me just say one other thing, Bradley. As consideration for severance, the town manager shall, prior to the receipt thereof, prior to he receives his severance payment, execute and deliver to the town a general release of the town commission members, all town officers, agents, and employees for all acts, claims, or actions, whether accrued or subsequently accruing, from the beginning of time until the date of said release to be prepared by the town attorney's office, which
So
we will
that
work
is
on.
the addendum for that. Okay.
That, well, but Commissioner, to be very clear, Commissioner Hodgkins, that is the indemnification and protection for the town.
Right.
That does not run both ways. That is Mr. Lynch releasing the town from any and all claims that may exist or may exist in the future.
All right, so do I have to concern myself with risk management? That's my next question, because
Brad,
I mean, if we're doing what we're doing, what do we do to protect ourselves going forward?
We already,
Brad, respectfully, we will work through all of these issues. The contract is very clear. The commission is embracing the terms of the contract. We will follow the contract, ensure that Mr. Lynch is paid immediately upon execution of the release. We will work to ensure that occurs within the next 10 days.
Okay, then I will be in a lot of contact with you going forward.
And again, there also, as I said, is the payout of his accrued vacation up to a certain cap, payout of his accrued sick leave up to a certain cap. The contract dictates all of those payouts. We will follow the plain language of the contract.
All right, I depose.
okay, we're good, right?
I think Jacobs had something, and if not, then we move
What
on.
is it? Mayor Jacobs, you want to say something?
If I may, just, and again, only as a matter of respect, I know that Mr. Lynch's legal counsel, Mr. Williams, is on the line. Levi, I don't know if you, I know you've been listening carefully to the conversation. I don't know if you have anything to add, but you've obviously heard the conversation. You've heard the action of the commission. I just want to give you the opportunity to comment to the extent that on behalf of your client, there's anything you want to put on the record.
We cannot hear you.
You may be muted, Levi.
You are muted, maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Again, thank you, council. Thank you, commissioners. I don't know if there's anything for me to say as you have dictated the terms that you voted on. That is for Mr. Lynch to consider whether he will accept it or not.
I'm sorry, Council, can you please speak a little bit louder? We can't hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me better at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, what I said is, I don't know if there's anything for me to say, for the town has already dictated the terms of resolution based on the contract, without any concession to Mr. Lynch. With that said, of course, Mr. Lynch has to make a choice at this point whether to accept those terms under the contract or not. I will certainly report back to Mr. Lynch and communicate with council as to it. And just one point, I mean, I think the contract and council will work with your finance. It does include vacation, sick, and personal days as well. But it was very disturbing to me to hear the discussion as to retribution and as to prevention of an individual from getting future employment from a municipality. I will share that. But unless there are any other questions, I do thank you for your time and your service to the community.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
7.2.
If I might just go, I'm sorry, we're going to go back to 8.1, ordinance on first reading.
Which one?
Item 8.1, Madam Vice Mayor. For the record, 8.1 is consideration and adoption of ordinance 2026-008, repealing ordinance 2025-005 in its entirety. excuse me, this is ordinance 2026-08, an ordinance of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, repealing ordinance number 2025-005, adopted on September 10th, 2025 in its entirety, directing the town clerk to take any and all action necessary to effectuate the repeal of this ordinance, including removing the referendum question from the November 3rd, 2026 general election ballot, providing for conflict, severability, and providing for an effective date. Just briefly, Madam Vice Mayor and Commission, you may recall last September, I believe it was, the commission adopted an ordinance to place an item on the general election ballot this coming November. That item related to tax abatements for businesses in the community as an economic development incentive. Our office, during the course of the process, was inquired about whether the town,
It's too hard.
our office was asked whether the town could offer tax incentives to businesses who may be interested in coming to the community. There is a mechanism under state law, as you recall, which allows for that opportunity. It does require a referendum. The commission back in September adopted an ordinance, 2 readings, public hearing, to place an item on the ballot in November of this coming year, November of 2026 of this year. At your last meeting last week, Commissioner Mohammed raised some concerns about that issue, wanted to revisit presenting that item to your voters. We prepared a repealer ordinance. If this is first reading, if this ordinance were to be adopted on second reading, that prior ordinance would be repealed. The item that the commission discussed last September regarding tax abatements would not be placed on the general election ballot in November, and that issue would essentially be dispensed with in the town. Commissioner Mohammed, I know you raised this issue at the last meeting.
I don't have anything further. Is there
Any
any
discussion?
No.
Is there a motion? to-
Mo- motion to approve ordinance 2026-008?
No second.
Roll call.
Yes. Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kashem. Mayor Jacobs.
And if I might, just as a matter of procedure, and this is really to the clerk, second reading of this item will be on June 10th, presumably advertised for that date. In anticipation of its passage and adoption, I would just ask the clerk to refrain from transmitting the prior item to the Supervisor of Elections. I know that June 8th, 2 days before our meeting, is the deadline. Given the commission's intent to repeal that ordinance, I would just suggest that item should not be provided to the Supervisor of Elections. Madam Vice Mayor, with your permission, item 9.2.
Yeah.
Item 9.2 is consideration and approval of resolution initiating Chapter 164 conflict resolution procedures with the City of Hollywood concerning disputes arising under the large user wastewater agreement. This is offered by my office. It is Resolution 2026-047, a resolution of the Town Commission, the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, adopted pursuant to Chapter 164-1052 of the Florida statutes, declaring the intent of the Town Commission to initiate conflict resolution procedures as set forth in Chapter 164 of the Florida statutes, finding that a conflict exists with the City of Hollywood arising from the large user wastewater agreement between the Town of Pembroke Park and the City of Hollywood dated October 1st, 1990, related to the fiscal year 2020 through 2024 true-up payments from the Town of Pembroke Park to the City of Hollywood, and Hollywood's proposed increase to the large user wastewater monthly increase charges, directing the town manager to prepare and forward a certified copy of this resolution and the required certified letter to the city manager for the City of Hollywood and other governmental units pursuant to Chapter 164-1052 of the Florida statutes, authorizing the appropriate town officials to take any steps necessary to effectuate the intent of the resolution, fighting for conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date. Very briefly, for the record, Madam Vice Mayor and Commissioner, I know we've discussed this issue at some length. This resolution was prepared by our special counsel from the Ackerman Law Firm. We've engaged them to champion the town's efforts as it relates to the dispute resolution process with Hollywood. This is a step in the process, although this is a more formal step in the process. We know we have a settlement from Hollywood that we discussed at our last commission meeting, or workshop, I believe. We've had some confidential privileged memoranda that I've shared with the mayor and the commission with regard to their analysis as it relates to the town's potential claims. The next step in that process, because we've not reached a resolution through those preliminary discussions, is the adoption of this resolution. This will set us on a more formal path. As a part of that path, this commission plays a role. The next step in that path will be the transmittal of this resolution to Hollywood by your town manager with a cover letter prepared by our special counsel, and there will be a face-to-face meeting with Mr. Segerson and his counterpart in Hollywood. Our special counsel will be there to sort of shepherd that conversation. If for whatever reason they are not able to reach a resolution before we can get into the courthouse, there would be a face-to-face joint meeting between this commission and your colleagues in the city of Hollywood. So we are on a process. Again, there is a dispute. We have our claims. We know what the potential damages and recovery are from those claims. We're working with our special counsel. We're going to continue to negotiate. We have limited settlement authority, as the commission previously discussed. Any settlement that is discussed will come back to this commission for approval. This is just another step in that ongoing process. I'd offer it for your consideration. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we get through this without spending too much more money on legal fees.
And your council's aware of that. I mean, we've really sort of emphasized that to them. They know that concern. I mean, we don't want to throw good money after bad, obviously, and they're aware of that particular consideration for the town.
I'm sure they're in the same situation. They know what's going on. So, all right, thank you.
Any discussion? No. Can I have a motion to approve resolution number 2026-048?
I'll make a
Is
motion.
there a second? Go ahead. Is there a second?
Motion to approve.
That'd be a second, Mr. Mayor. You have a motion from Commissioner Hodgkins. Mr. Mayor, that'd be a second to the motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Roll call.
Commissioner Mohammed? Yes. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kashem?
Yes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries.
10, old business. 11, discussion. Discussion on UMC free clinic by, this is my item. Town manager and I did a site visit to UMC free clinic, and I saw their operations. UMC free clinic would be great benefit of our service to our community. The Carper was on the phone, and we talk about few of the grants, like if she was able to help with Broward, under the Broward, there's a grant, and I think she will be able to help to give the access. So while they are helping us, so then if we give something to them, which is going to be benefited for our community. This opportunity was shared during the Public Works weekly team meeting. Mr. Adams, can you come out and then say something about it? What is the plan we are going to process?
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, Jeff Odoms, Public Works Director. So, yes, on this particular item, there was some internal discussions about how we can make this idea operational for the town. And one of the conversations revolved around utilizing a recently applied for a grant through Broward County that the town, through the Public Works Department, received for mobility, intermodal mobility. And what that is for, primarily, one of the projects identified was to bring and improve upon some of our sidewalks and getting some of those repaired and replaced, and also to initiate an opportunity with a bus opportunity to move many of our residents around the town. And one of the things that came up when we talked with the Vice Mayor and this particular project is perhaps having this clinic set up in the town once a month, and then using the intermodal grant program to establish a monthly transportation opportunity for many of the residents in town who may have difficulty getting to that location where the clinic would be set up. Utilizing the funds for that would allow this to be able to be brought into the town at no additional cost to the town's bottom line from a budget perspective, because the grant proceeds would be able to allow us to pay for a transportation opportunity in working with this particular project. So that's kind of how we envision it coming together. With direction, we'll begin to move forward and put more of the pieces in place to see this materialize.
I would like to give the direction also the town manager and the attorney to legal advice because next Friday they are coming for the visit our town. So then with your concern as a legal advice, like if anyone cannot sue us or anything, like if the other city what they have, so we can adopt that one and send just to secure or save our town, not to get any sue.
Yeah, with regards to that, I know we've talked about this issue. I know that the vice mayor's brought it to the commission previously. We're starting to frame out an agreement between the town and this particular nonprofit organization as it relates to the services. We will have that, and again, we'll work with the town manager. Again, whether it's at your workshop in May for your June regular meeting, but we intend to have a document for the commission to consider at the appropriate time.
Okay.
And Vice Mayor, if I can also remind folks that the site visit's going to be, they're going to come to the town. We're going to show them around what our facilities are so we can sort of rough out where we want to set this thing up. But we're also having special food for our guests, and all of the commissioners are welcome to join in to have lunch there.
I also be
You'll
request.
notify us of the date
It's Friday, 12:30.
this Friday?
Yes. Please, if you guys are available, join us. 12:30. Okay, yes. Oh, okay. You want to give a recess? 2 minutes recess, please.
What?
She has to pee.
Good idea. Sorry?
Well, I think that the vice mayor
Okay,
said.
meeting resumed. Time, 8:59. Discussion and possible, 11.2, discussion and possible action regarding Bamboo Social Club, sponsored by Mayor Jacobs.
I'm here. I'm sorry, what'd you say? You were
Your
breaking up.
item, 11.2, discussion and possible action regarding Bamboo Social Club.
Yes, I think the town needs to go forward with the destruction of the Bamboo Social Club. With all the violations, everything on it. If something's gonna be built there, it needs to be built the correct way and the right way. The building itself just needs taken out. So, I guess I'd be making a motion to move forward for the demolition of the building called the Bamboo Social Club.
I would like to comment on that.
Go ahead.
I believe that minor repairs could take away these violations. And I would remind the mayor that his own trailer was in such a bad shape that he performed much bigger reparations and rebuilds on that without permit, as you remember. And that didn't call for a demolition of his residence. I believe that we should get a quote on having it fixed until we have money to replace it.
Oh, Jeffrey, can you come?
Had my home illegally violated under the Florida Building Code, what is actually considered a repair under the Florida Mobile Home Code. And then you guys ran to the media to make me look bad when everything was done appropriately and everything was dismissed. Completely different situation. The Bamboo Social Club has been violated by the building official as an unsafe structure. It's a public building, not a private residence. And if you want to add to it, you sat up here on the dais a couple weeks ago explaining all the violations that you have on an illegal construction and a shed. So I ask, has code enforcement violated you yet? Because if they haven't, that would be selective enforcement, and that would be another lawsuit on my behalf.
Go ahead.
Instead of knock it down, are you able to use as like a toilet for that community? What do you think?
Sorry about that. Can you hear me? There we go. For the social club, major alterations would need to be made in order to bring it up to standards. So therefore, if it is, it have to be altered completely just for having it as a ADA restroom or so for the residents. Part of that would be demolition anyways.
So we do have for the building department, we do have the budgets, so we can use that money for that buildings to, as instead of using as a toilet for those things. What do you think? We do have the budget for the buildings, right? Like
For that area, no.
No?
No.
We cannot use that money from there.
Unfortunately,
We have
no.
to budget it for that.
Correct.
There has been discussion of having a building over in the other park across the street. And if we put a building over there, a new building over there, they would be more than welcome to, the Canadians would be more than welcome to use that building. I mean, I'm assuming we'd probably rent it or whatever, but if it's a functioning building for the town. So.
That is possible, but it have to be a budgeted item to do so.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Town manager, what do you think?
Jeffrey, what is the timing for the building in the in the other park? Where are we at with that process? The building that Commissioner Hodgkins is referring to.
We don't have any plans developed as of yet for the new building in
Where the Girl Scouts are.
the Behan Park.
Weren't they going to replace that? I was under the assumption it was going to get replaced as part of all this
that was part of the discussion, but no action has been followed for that as of yet.
Okay, well, let's make it part of the discussion.
You're right.
What are we gonna do about the Behan's Girl Scout Club that's falling apart?
$1,000 for that little tiny building. The bids were for $800,000 to replace that tiny little building.
Well, we
That was why nothing was done. The
Where he,
building
Something much
is-
bigger.
is,
we could probably put a
we get
three-story there for that, right?
This is what happens.
Vandal give us the
Needs
code
demo
for this?
Chain
The 1,000?
over of
He said
staff.
$8,000 for the,
Hold on, Mayor, there's too many people talking at once.
go ahead. No, the mayor said like this is the time, if $8,000, so where we get the code from? Like, is that your,
Right, that was a few years ago. It was evaluated by the previous building official, just looking at the building to see what the possibilities of rehabbing that. And that quote was around 800,000 to rehab that building. So it's discussed to what to do with that building, whether to demolish it, replace it, put a modular home, so on and so forth. So it was only been in discussion, but no full direction has been given.
Yeah, for that kind of money, we could put a palace over there. But,
$800,000 for the building that we bought for the Parks guys.
pardon?
We didn't pay $800,000 for the module for the Parks guys. That was what, $300,000?
Right.
And that was brand spanking new, and they have used ones. for
Exactly.
$300,000, so what's the problem?
The problem is, take it down. Take this one down and you want to put a new one up in that same spot?
Yeah.
I think that line delineation, because the property line and all that falls into play, even though we have a lease of some sort on it, or agreement. I'm sorry?
We have a lease for 90
I understand that, but it's still sitting between two bodies of water. And if we have a hurricane, it takes damages something that's going to end up in the lake, one of the lakes, one of the ponds. And I just think it's in a bad spot, and
Madam Vice Mayor, may I just
especially
make
when we got a park right across the street.
just one comment? I know there's a lot of discussion about the lease. I just want to read a provision of the lease, which may have some bearing on the conversation. First of all, this is a 99-year lease that was entered into in 1992. It speaks to the parties, that being the city, the town, and Mr. Zell, who is the landlord, property owner. The parties here to recognize and acknowledge that there are presently 2 improvements on said property, to wit, a shuffleball court and a rec hall, which is what we're referring to. The town, by the acceptance of this lease, has the right to remove or remodel any existing improvements on the subject property without any obligation to replace the same. All costs incurred in the removal or remodeling the existing improvements of the demised property shall be the responsibility of the town.
Thank you.
so I don't know, this where are we gonna do? We are just giving the direction to follow the billing departments, like knock it down?
If
There is any other
right, if that's the direction
discussions,
of the
and we
commission.
can just give the discussion like, you guys okay with that?
I believe double. I know.
May I,
Yes,
I
please.
didn't hear it.
may I speak?
Yes, please.
I think we reached the agreement on the commission that these buildings has to be replaced, renewed, repaired. But we need to table it right now so we can have a proper discussion of that and go and look what options we have. We have lost so much staff that have been in the past involved in these projects, and that's why they're not moving. So I believe we should table it for today and revisit it and see what options there are. I have given Mr. Odoms and David Lynch some brochures of some prefab toilet buildings that would really be useful over in the Linear Park. And there are some other options. I have visited some factories down in Opelika that make modular buildings that are very cost efficient. And we should revisit that in a constructive way. It's just destroying what we have without having any plan for renewal.
Mayor Jacobs.
This building, this is my item here, so let me explain. This building has been deemed unsafe structure by not one, but 2 different building officials.
Remember, it's our building.
In the condition it is. not going to get any better in the condition it is.
No,
So
but it's
I'm gonna make a
public
motion,
park.
I'm making a motion to demo this building. And we rebuilding a new building on proper property lines, properly permitted, properly hooked up and connected to water, sewer, electric, ADA compliant, and fit what the town needs. This building is an unsafe structure. So my motion is to move forward to demo this building and revisit at a later time to put something else in its place or over at Behan Park.
Is there a second? Second?
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Thank you.
Mayor Jacobs?
Hey, I'm sorry, can we restate the motion if we could?
To revisit and to giving the direction to like
To
then.
demo the building that's there and then revisit what we're going to put in its place, if we put something in its place at a later time.
So the intent is to demolish the building. And just for the record, there may be a need to procure demolition quotes. So that'll be direction to your staff to solicit those quotes.
That would be
And again,
correct.
to the extent that they exceeded the manager's authority, that demo process would come back to this commission for.
Yes.
All right, so question, is the building empty? Because the pictures that I saw showed like, it looks like it's being used for storage of the tables and chairs and stuff. Is it being used for storage or is it not being used for storage?
To my understanding, that building is locked. So
It is
that's-
locked.
It is locked, okay, I just want to know because the pictures that's in the book shows all the tables and chairs over there.
Correct, but I don't think anything has been utilized.
But are they using it for storage? If so, do we have another storage facility? Because if you're gonna knock something down without having a second place to storage, where are we putting it?
Those
I will
tables and
check with
chairs may
public
belong
services.
to the Canadians.
I think those tables are ours. I don't know, but I mean, I think when you're making a motion, I think you guys need to have a conversation on what's in there first. Make sure there's no electrical equipment or anything else, because if you're knocking something down and that's where our cameras are, that could be an issue as well. So I'm just asking those questions just to make sure we're clear before we sit here and make a motion to demo something.
I'm sure we'll proceed in an intelligent way. We're not just going to go in there and knock it down with everything inside.
Prior to, we'll walk through with public services, make sure what's utilized and needs to be saved, and place it into another storage compared to what can be removed completely.
I have a copy of the receipt where the Canadians actually bought chairs. So if the chairs are an issue, we'll have to have a conversation with them and see what's going on with the chairs if they want. We can't store them, and obviously, or we can. It's up to the commission, I guess. But,
Do we have names, addresses of those belongings to?
I'm sorry.
Do we have names and addresses?
I have the name of the person who procured them.
Okay.
And I have the copy of the check.
Because if we still have those material, we'll contact them so that way they can pick them.
Let me chip in here. The chairs and tables, half of them were paid by the social club, and the other half was paid by the town.
I don't know, Eric.
That the
Eric, I got a receipt, a check from the Canadians. They showed me where they bought, I think it was maybe 22 chairs or something like that. I forget the number right now, but I do have that. So whatever that number is, it's up to them to take them and store them. And
Now go get it for
Bill, let me stop you there. I believe they already collected their part of the chairs.
oh, they did? Well, I wasn't knowledgeable about that. If that's the fact, then the rest of them are ours.
Okay. Roll.
Anyway, those chairs are in good nick. There's no reason to destroy them. If they follow up and say that they have brought some of them back into the building, we can sort that out later. We're not just dumping them.
Of course.
We'll work with that when they come back.
Can you get all of the information? Because it's like so many information and everyone is confused this and this. So just let us know the update.
Yes. Okay.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette?
Somebody talking to me?
Yes. We are. She's calling your name. Roll call.
It's roll call on the demo, Eric.
vote.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Get
We
our
need your
name.
vote.
I didn't hear Cynthia.
Yes, the mayor made a motion to demolish, and Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins made seconded the motion, so I'm doing roll call.
We're gonna have to solicit quotes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kashem,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
motion carries.
And if I might, just as a matter of procedure, that'll be your staff soliciting quotes to demolish, which may have to come back before this commission.
Yes. 11.3, discussion on attorney fees and possible action for reimbursement on the matter of Babbitt Friedman versus Town of Pembroke Park, sponsored by Mayor Jacobs.
Discussion with the town attorney, town manager, on which direction to go forth with this. Also, the new auditors that have come in, or the
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, we're on item 11.3.
that is 11, you read it again, Mosfika.
Okay, discussion on attorney fees and possible action for reimbursement on the matter of Babbitt and versus Town of Pembroke Park.
I have not received the invoice for the updated invoice from my attorney yet. I'd like to table this item until we get the updated invoice, and then we'll bring it back forward
All right, so,
for the next vote meeting.
so it's gonna be tabled?
It'll be moved to the June 10th regular meeting.
Yes.
Okay. 11.4, discussion and possible action for a repayment plan for Clerk Commissioner Hodgkin, sponsored by Mayor Jacobs.
Yeah, I can address that up front.
Again,
The mayor, I've already made, I'm already making
This is my
arrangements.
item, I'm speaking on it. So,
Whatever.
Let him, okay,
I
go
had a
ahead.
lot of conversation with the town manager, the town attorney over this item, and the new company that's come in the finance department. It's in the best interest of the town to get the townships. Since the commission did not approve this, the commission did not put this forward, and there are multiple legal implications that come with it, including 2 constitutional violations along with several criminal violations. This needs to go into the hands of the Broward Court and let the Broward Court make a decision on how to proceed forward with repayment of this disbursement of funds to Commissioner Hodgkins. This way, it keeps it out of the hands of us commissioners. It lets them decide on how to go forward and lets them make a determination on the outcome of repayment.
Well, for the last year and
Hands
For
of
the-
all of us.
for the last year plus, there have been payments being made and successfully and without any issues or any problems, and it can resume that way. There's no reason why it can't. Other than your,
I understand what you're saying, but the commission did not get to dictate or approve this loan or this advance or whatever you want to call it, payday advance,
it was a
payday loan, whatever.
it was a payday
But
medical
the commission
advance.
the commission also did not get to set the terms. There is no loan out there where a person gets to set their own terms, their own repayment amount, and it's 0% interest.
Town manager?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I understand what the mayor is saying, but I would like to inform the commission that the internal auditors met with me on Monday morning, and one of the issues that they talked about a number of subjects. They asked me, we spent over an hour talking, and one of the issues that they raised was the issue of this loan.
In all fairness,
You let the town manager finish speaking.
Mayor, let me,
Will you
the
interrupt?
town manager to finish his, then you can come back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So they are. I am expecting, and I spoke with their partner or the partner, Mr. Amos. that he expects to be making some preliminary recommendations after they will have spent, you know, the better part of this week doing some preliminary interviews and so forth. So I'm expecting those perhaps next week. And among those preliminary recommendations that I expect to get from them, they indicated that they would be making some recommendations with respect to the loan issue. And one of those recommendations is that they would strongly, in the strongest possible terms, we discussed this, that they would recommend that we memorialize this loan. But of course, I've talked to the attorney about language that would protect the town, that would be something to the effect that the town did not approve this, the town didn't know about it. I mean, the commission didn't know about it, they didn't approve it, and that would be part of that document. I expect other recommendations perhaps from them, but I don't know what those are yet. That's what I have.
Mayor Jacobs?
I might just further add that it is going to be an audit issue, that we are going to have to address that as an audit issue. Whatever else happens is in addition, or this is in addition to that.
Okay, very good. Mayor Jacobs? Okay, so the direction to you, the town attorney and the town manager, is working with the Commissioner Hodgkins and with the auditors, like what the.
We're going to wait and see what the auditors say,
Yes, and-
basically? All right, thank you.
Absent further direction, yes, we're going to work, again, your auditor has some recommendations, your manager has some thoughts, as we have our own. We will work to that effect, yeah.
I actually like the mayor idea last time, like he was giving us the 3 options, so one of the option was there already. So if Mill Hodgkin choose that option and like to go through that, and as a legal opinion, auditors, whatever that is coming from, so if they are okay with that, so I think commission will be approve that also. So that is the direction.
Understood, thank you, Vice Mayor.
11.5, discussion on Mill Building Department funds, is sponsored by Mayor Jacobs.
Is he there?
He's still there.
Mr. Jacobs, discussion on building department funds. Your item,
We lost him. Lost
we
him.
lost them.
Eric, you want to skip his and come back to him?
Connection was,
Yeah. Oh,
his connection was breaking down, so let's continue.
yeah, I think we lost him. Okay, 11.7, so it goes to the next meeting because we just,
I'll carry over to the next meeting.
okay. 11.7, discussion on upcoming events.
I'm sorry, for his item, do you guys want to give an update on the fact that as of June 1st, the rules changed?
If the commission would like, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
happy to.
I think the commission needs to be made aware that the rules change as of July 1st and how you spend it.
With regards to the use of excess building department funds, on May 8th, which was last Friday, our office published a legal memorandum to the mayor and the commission, which spoke to this issue as it relates to the statutory limits with regards to these funds. State law restricts the use of excess funds that have been carried forward for 4 years. In other words, there's a limit on the average of the funds that we're allowed to keep that are in excess. Those funds today can only be used for one of 4 things: to rebate or reduce fees to your residents and the public, to upgrade technology or hardware or software systems to enhance service delivery through your building department, or for training programs for building officials, inspectors, and plans examiners associated with the enforcement of the Florida Building Code. The 4th item, which is an option now, is to pay for the construction of a building or structure that houses a local government's building code enforcement agency, but the excess funds for construction are only, again, permitted to be carried for 4 consecutive years. That last item will no longer be an option come July 1st. The legislature, this most recent session, struck that additional option with regards to construction from state law. So we would anticipate that that bill is sitting on the governor's desk. We have every expectation it's going to be signed. It does not affect any of the 3 other opportunities. but certainly with regards to constructing buildings, as it relates to housing code enforcement, that would no longer be an option come 7/1. We'll look at, again, we'll look at other potential opportunities within the confines of the statute. I think your building department is still quantifying how much money we're really talking about. To the extent that there are excess funds beyond which the statute would allow us to have accrued, that is a different issue that we'll need to work with your professional staff to address.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Yes.
So let me ask, if we voted tonight to, I had this conversation, was it with you or with Odoms? I can't remember, last week or whatever. If we were to use the money to pay for the architecture to move them to the park, and we got that money spent by June 1st for the, at least for the blueprints, would we be able to do that?
Yeah, you know, your manager asked me that exact same question in a somewhat different form just before this meeting. I'm going to look into that issue. I have some concerns, you know, candidly, knowing that this amendment to the law is.
But if it's done before July 1st, then.
But it would be the payment or the preparation of blueprints.
Well,
Again.
the payment for the blueprints.
But are you talking about using the funds to then fund the construction based on those?
Just pay for the blueprints because that's something that can be
Okay,
done and completed by July 1st.
That's the key. If the scope or the project were completed by that time, I would be less concerned because it's still a permitted use up to that date.
Okay.
But with regards to funding that construction and funding anything in furtherance post July 1, I think that'd be a different issue we need to look at very closely.
Okay. Dave, what were you?
I was just going to ask you, are you talking about architecture plans for the community center, part of the building of which would be used for the building department?
Yes.
Part would be made available for building, okay.
Yes.
Because it has, you know,
Yeah,
that it has to be for, okay.
Because we talked about moving.
There's a major problem. There's a major problem we need to address. I've been very loud and outspoken about the building department funds being used. The statute changed, and as of July 1st, it's under a whole new program of a state statute that passed where we can't carry the building department funds over anymore.
With us?
It leaves us stuck with this, and we're gonna have to give money back.
Oh, you bring it out. So we need a
We're
direction.
now over the time limit where we're gonna have to start giving money back, or funds back.
Again,
So-
Mayor, we just spoke to that issue, and you saw the memorandum that our office prepared. Under the new law, I just want to read a couple things. The legislature amended the law relating to excess building permit inspection fees this year. The new law, as we said, eliminates the ability of local government to use the excess funds to pay for a new building for the building department. It does not affect the requirement that local government carry forward no more than 4-year average of its operating budget that goes towards enforcing the Florida Building Code. That 4-year average limit remains in effect. The other permitted uses have not changed. The real issue as it relates to the recent statutory change goes to the use to construct a facility, a structure that's going to house your code enforcement or building department. But Mayor, we are looking at all those opportunities, all of those options, and we'll continue to work with your professional staff.
So do the,
All right, we also need to go through the funds and total up what we have, what has been obtained in the timeline with those funds. That needs to be part of this new company coming in. So we know what we have, what we need to spend, and what we're gonna have to get back.
Yes, that's part of I believe that the staff has taken that as a directive to try to get an accurate calculation, and we may, you know, obviously utilize the services of our newly hired financial services firm to help us. There seems to be some difference of different, I don't know, opinion's probably not the right word, but differences of opinion on how much that number is. And then we, of course, need to nail down what the 4-year average operating costs are for the department. And I would like to further add that I think it should, something that I've been thinking about, and maybe we'll talk about it at a future meeting, maybe the next workshop. But I think in view of the fact that we have so much of an excess, we know it's going to be fairly significant, in the hundreds of thousands. It may be it may be that we need to review our permit fees and how much they are generating, because in reality, the statute, which was passed many years ago, declares that or ordains that the permit fees should be no more than what the operating costs are of the department. And as the attorney said, to the extent that you have some marginal excess funds and you can put that into training, or you can put that into equipment that makes your operations go better, more efficient, then you can do that. But otherwise, we have a fairly significant update. And
Dave, that direction was given on this dais years ago for them to go through.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Even Stephanie and Teresa actually pulled the neighboring cities. There's a binder somewhere. Jeffrey, do you know where that binder is that Teresa, whatever her name was, pulled all the neighboring cities' costs, even, what's his name? I'm about to call him Mr. Martell. What was his name again? Steve.
Mr. Pizzillo.
Pizzillo, yes. Steve was supposed to do it as well. Even when I interviewed Obi one, I asked him the same thing for, if he would be able to bring those numbers down because of the fact that we knew they were absorbent. And so, I mean, it's just for staff to go out and do it and get it done.
Well, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
Unfortunately, no. Those documents that Teresa did pull, we looked all over the building department and in any archives and on her computer sets, and it's not there.
Okay, so what?
We have gone out and started that comparison process through all 32 cities of Broward.
Well, this time we're going to do it.
Okay. So, you guys will get back to us on if we can use the architect, do the architects, if that's possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Could we do that with CCNA?
We certainly, yeah. But we may have certain firms under contract. So
Yeah,
we'll be
we
able
did.
to use one of our.
You guys finished the CCNA for the architects?
I need to confirm whether that one was approved. But if not, we still have our previous pool is still under contract. We're providing for that,
Architect
No.
and previous.
that transition. I need to confirm that. I don't know offhand.
Yeah, they're.
The architectural portion has been approved by the commission for CCNA. However, they're still working out the contracts for
Well, remember,
that portion.
It's CCNA is a multi-step process. The commission approved the ranking and recommendation of the evaluation committee. The contracts will be coming back.
Okay, so where are we at with contracts?
It could be June 10th, yeah. I mean, I have to get with Stephanie as far as this. They've all been reviewed. Our office has reviewed all of those contracts. So they should be completed.
So can we get that before June 10th? Or, I mean, because if we have to get this spent by July 1st,
We will look at that
I don't
tomorrow.
know if they can get it done in 20 days.
We will look at that.
Okay.
It's gonna be too late, we can have a special.
Yeah, can we get those?
Can we get a special?
If we need to, we will look into it tomorrow.
Okay.
11.7. 11.7, discussion on upcoming events sponsored by Commissioner Mohammed.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the back-to-school giveaway. I see that the date is now being changed to August 1st, but the kids don't go back to school till August 10th. And with us doing our hair, doing the haircuts and all that stuff for the kids, I don't know how long a haircut lasts for most people, but
At least a month.
I don't think they got
2 weeks.
So if we do their hair on the 1st, by the 10th when they go to school, they're gonna need a new haircut, correct?
Commissioner, if I may, Commissioner Mohammed, those dates were previously handed to us in March by an email from Town Manager Lynch, basically making it mandatory for all employees to attend town events. And we were provided with a calendar for all the events of the year. With that said, that August 1st date was previously established by previous management. If you wish to change it, then we can.
Well, we definitely need to change it, but that's why I keep asking, has anybody looked at the other calendars to make sure we're kind of coinciding with what the start dates of things are, making sure the League of Cities stuff isn't conflicting. So that's why I'm asking, because we normally do the hair for the kids because the parents can't afford it. and it does help them out tremendously. So if we do the kids' hair on the 1st and they start school on the 10th, their hair is not going to be fresh, or they're going to need a new haircut. So I would like to go ahead and move it back to the Saturday before school starts, which would be the 8th. So that, the kids are getting their stuff fresh before school starts.
Okay. I don't have any problem with that. Any discussion? No? So,
And then I also, I'm gonna just give an update. I have reached out to a couple of different people. One of the ladies who lives in the city said she'd be willing to volunteer her time. She's a hairdresser in Fort Lauderdale. She'd be willing to volunteer her time, and she's gonna ask some of her hairdresser co-workers, or however you'd call them, if they'd be willing to volunteer their time as well. As far as the turkey giveaway coming up, I want to make sure that whoever's working on it is utilizing our contacts and reaching out to the different entities to get the fixings, because like in the past we've used WIC, WIC, I'm saying it right, Women, Infant, and Children. I just want to make sure that we're not taking away from the minimal services that we provide to our residents, and making sure that we're sticking to it and providing them the services that they're accustomed to and not shorting them. So if we could get someone, I really like to have a better handle on what's going on with the events, because it seems like there's a lot of decisions that are being made that aren't being brought before the commission, and there are things that are being done that, again, aren't being brought before the commission, like our back to school giveaway, I was told, is now being converted to a drive-through.
so,
Yeah, and the turkey giveaway is now just being turkeys with no fixings. And I'm like, well, that commission wasn't made on this dais. At least it wasn't made with my knowledge. Was it made to you guys? Is that the direction you guys would like to take? Or would you like to
wanna go
continue?
back. We can go back the way it was.
That's what I just want to make sure.
Any discussion?
What do you want to do?
I'd like to keep giving them what we've been giving them, the services that we've been giving them.
It's just the date, nothing to be, right?
Yeah.
Just the date. Just the date.
The
to
date
change.
for the August one, I was told it was being changed to a drive-through instead of the kids coming in and having their day here and doing their physicals and getting their hair done and getting the clothes and all of that stuff and getting the contest for the laptops. I was told that was all 86th. It was all cut out.
So just to go back
To
how it
the
was
way we
before,
normally do
and
it,
then,
yes.
okay.
Well, I think the more, excuse me, I think the more involvement we have with the families and the children, I think it's better to have them here, doing our events here. It was very successful the last few years that we've done it before.
Yep.
And I don't see any reason to change that, even though it was changed, but we can go back to that.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's just to go for the vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consensus.
Just commission as a whole, I'll provide you with the list of all the dated events that they had already picked out for the year. And then you will decide, and you'll let me know if you want to change the dates.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, definitely for the back to school, because I mean,
Yes,
That's just kinda
I'll inform the necessary.
Would that be without objection?
Yeah, without objection, the staff will provide. the,
11.8, discussion on the town hosting and 8 weeks recovery of empowerment program sponsored by Commissioner Mohammed.
okay, so one of the nonprofits that we've partnered with in the past, We Are Linked Coalition, has put together an 8-week recovery program for victims of domestic violence. I would like for them to be able to use the commission chamber for the training seminars to help the victims, learn how to basically take care of themselves and, get reacclimated to things. There's a copy of the program in the back of the packet, in the back of your packets. And I would like to ask that we have 2 officers on shift during those times, just because of the fact that, they are victims of domestic violence, and they're partners may not want them to get the help that they need and might be bullying them and, causing a scene. So I'm asking if we can, if we can do this together here in the chamber.
Well, you and I have both attended these before together when they had I believe we had a pretty good turnout too.
Oh, that was for the grief one, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is just for like victims of domestic violence, because it seems like right now this is.
Well, they're pretty much connected sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. I would like to stop that portion if we could.
Yeah, I understand.
So, yeah.
What hours are we looking at?
It'll be in the evening times on Thursdays.
On Thursdays, from what hours, what time? And we require overtime because we don't have the staffing to cover that.
Okay.
So we'd have to figure out how we're going to budget that as well.
Okay. I know it's Thursdays. I don't remember the times off the top of my head. It'll be 2 to 3 hours a day on Thursdays, starting in June.
June when?
Right
around the corner.
I know. I'll get with you and tell you.
So we can do on that, and then figure out how we're going to budget that with everything going on with the budget and stuff too right now.
Okay.
I have some concerns.
Okay.
Commissioner, how many sessions would there be?
8 sessions.
8. Okay. Thank you.
And they'll be rotating between here and Dade County.
For the 8 sessions.
Yes,
So we'll have 4 here and we'll have 4 there.
probably.
Okay. So we can figure out those dates and stuff too. So that'll ease some of the cost.
Okay.
Do our offices have to be in the Dade County? They don't, right?
No.
No. So
No.
so you only have 4 then.
Yeah.
We'll have 4 days to cover. We won't have to cover all
Right.
8, just the 4 that are in our jurisdiction.
Exactly.
So.
And if not, I can see about telling other folks who are law enforcement from outside agencies if you don't have a problem with them being here.
I don't have a problem with it if,
Okay.
Attorney reports.
I do have just one very quick report. As we advised the commission last week, there's a hearing tomorrow morning on the motion calendar at 8:45 before Judge Afric Olson on the motion to dismiss the town's counterclaim filed by Mayor Jacobs. Your special counsel, Mr. Garcia, will be in attendance. Our office will be in attendance along with the mayor. I'm sure with his counsel, we'll provide an update as soon as that hearing concludes with regards to that status. Just want to give the commissioner a reminder. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Town manager
I
report.
have a question about that.
Sir?
Will Garcia be able to actually call you as a witness?
Not, well, it's not an evidentiary hearing tomorrow. It's a matter of legal arguments.
I meant just to clarify the charter or whatever.
To the extent that it's necessary, the judge may inquire me, but I'll leave that within her discretion.
Okay.
Town manager reports.
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. I have a couple of items. Let's see. We been working with the Jeff Odoms on putting together a public meeting to be scheduled for the residents in the neighborhood of the Southwest 25th Street Stormwater Project to get additional input from them about the construction and to update them on where we are in the construction process. Mr. Odoms is working on a flyer, and I believe he said to me that he would be getting the flyer, a copy of it, to all of you tomorrow. We have not scheduled. I don't know if we have scheduled the time for that meeting yet, but we are working on it, just to be more transparent and keep the neighborhood informed as to what we're doing and how long it's going to take to do it and what the progress is and so forth. Let's see. Number 2. And it has come to my attention and this is something where I'm looking for direction from the commission. It has to do with the employee car wash as a kind of a benefit. I've been asked to consider ending it. We would continue to keep the police cars because we want our police cars to look sharp, and also the town vehicles would still be eligible for this because we want them to be clean as well. But I'm kind of looking for, and you don't have to decide tonight. You can think about it. We can talk about it at the workshop. It's not something I have to or act on, today or tomorrow, but I'm just thinking of as a cost-cutting measure, maybe ending that program. So, and then the
You're
third,
talking about ending it just for the employees.
yes,
The
just for their private vehicles,
service, right?
just for their private vehicles.
I think it's reasonable.
Pardon
So
me?
we can- I think you are right. I think I'm okay with that, but we can also bring in the discussion the other commissioners
Yeah.
also said, but to save some money, it's not like, as I think it's a good thing for us.
Okay.
David, try to give us some numbers. How much are we going to save by cutting out the employees versus having everybody else being able to get the cars?
Well, I haven't gotten the separated numbers yet because of the way that somehow the agreement mashed everything together. So I've asked the chief and the finance to see if they can unravel that, and so we can separate it out and see how much is police and town vehicle versus how much is employee. That's why I'm suggesting that we put it on the workshop agenda for the 27th.
Okay.
If that answers.
Just wondering what kind of a difference it would make if there's like 8.
Me too.
If there's like 8 employees using it.
Well, that may be.
Well, let's cut them out. We can't have that,
Right.
More dollars and 60 cents.
Yeah, I understand. And then the third item is that the town attorney and I are in the process of reviewing applicants to perform the ARPA audit program that Commissioner Mohammed asked the commission to give us the authority to contract with an auditor for that specific project. And, we are going to probably settle on a firm and get them going in the next, I don't know, what do you think, week?
I would think with a week is certainly reasonable. At the manager's direction, we solicited 3 proposals, 2 of which have been received. We're going to, again, there's no further action necessary. The commission, you may recall, you provided that direction already. Gave the direction to the manager with a not-to-exceed amount. We'll certainly work within the confines of that limit and get that process moving, hopefully within a week, as the manager indicated.
No, pretty soon we'll have more auditors than employees.
But it's
Anyway, that's all I have.
I'm sorry?
it is coming for the discussion, right? For
No,
the
that will not require any more action. The commission already approved.
Okay.
The,
Yeah, a not-to-exceed amount, yeah.
There was a not-to-exceed limit. We have a couple proposals that the manager and I are looking at, and we'll get a contract in place in the next couple of days.
Okay.
That's all I
Commissioner-
have. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner reports. Bill Hodgkin,
No, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Commissioner Eric Morset,
I'm fine, thank you. It's 4:00 at night here, in the morning.
have a good night.
Well, get up and have some breakfast, man.
Commissioner Mohammed?
Nope.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the report from code enforcement on Commissioner Morset's place at the next workshop. That's all I have. That's nothing on
No, I have none. Much
Announcements, Madam Vice Mayor.
announcements. 15.1 special magistrate hearing, Wednesday, May 20, 2026 at 9 a.m. Workshop commission meeting, Wednesday, May 27, 2026 at 6 p.m. Regular commissioner meeting, Wednesday, June 10, 2026 at 7 p.m. Special events, food giveaway, Saturday, May 30, 2026 at 9 a.m. 16, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned 9:48.
Mission adjourned
9:48.
9:48.